everybody? This is another episode reporting live from One Hope Studios. You're here with the One Hope Podcast. I'm here with the Bogards today, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves. This is...
I'm Erica Bougard.
I'm Laramie Bougard.
And today's topic is really just covering about Christian young relationships, how we find them, how we know we're around the right people, finding ourselves in relationships with people that God has sent for us. All of that, lottie-dottie, everybody, okay? So let's just jump right into it. Tell me how y'all met.
You want to go?
No, just
Which I know this story, but it's funny though.
I'll let you do it.
No, you go ahead.
You get your part, get my part.
Okay, my part. We met last year, was that 2022, in the police academy. Yep. Actually, he was a PST, so the PSTs, like, they come in, like, February. We started in January, and, like, I don't even know, like, we went out one day, and, like, I was kind of talking to somebody already, but I really want to talk to him. And then, buddy over here, was like, you cute, let's text, or whatever. It was like, cool. Funny thing is, we both said we're not looking for a relationship. We just kicking it, we just chilling. We was on, the same page, but clearly it turned into something more.
Yeah.
Escalated very quickly.
Yeah. And Bo,
yeah.
Bo, when you say her, what she was like?
When I first saw her, I was like, she cute.
Yeah.
But then hanging around a little bit more, just being in the class with her, I'm like, man, she stuck up. Everybody was just drooling at her, so I'm like, she got the big head, so this is gonna be kind of hard. But I know what I had to do. But just to piggyback on kind of what she was talking about, how we first met, I came in on the 7th week, because it's 22 weeks. I came in on the 7th week. So with that being said, I saw her at first. We was in a big class. It was like 98 of us. So
and out of all,
I was like 70 someone.
Yeah,
it was a big class though.
So out of all them folks, what made her stand out?
Because she just had this glow, like when you look at it, like it's just that light just beaming down.
Yeah,
like she had a halo on or something.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I just knew it was something about it. I just couldn't wrap my hand around it yet.
Did she speak to you or like?
No, actually
she was very like standoffish.
It was because the class was so big.
You know how he said I was stuck up? I wasn't stuck up. I spoke to everybody. If you spoke to me, I spoke to you. Like, right. That's just how it was. Everybody thought because I kept my hair did, my nails done, and all that stuff, like, I was just stuck up. I'm like, no.
I didn't think that. I just saw the attitude that was behind it.
You gotta have a little attitude because these folks run over you.
It was just missing, like, flip her, period. Done.
Stop.
Let me say this. Growing up with Erica, we joking and we laughing right now and giving her a hard time, but she's really a down-to-earth, sweet person. But she's really, I would say, she's really like about her business. Like, she's not gonna sit up here and tolerate just anything when you meet her. Like, if you nice, she gonna be nice. If you pleasant, she gonna be pleasant. If you cordial and have a conversation, she'll have a conversation with you. But if she feel any negative vibes, I think we would say in the church world or in the spirit world, we would call it discernment. Like, she like definitely has that vibe and she like, So I guess Erica, just describing it, what made him stand out to you though? Like,
Bo was just different. Like, he didn't come at me like everybody else. This day and age, well, I guess it's been like that for forever, but all guys want is just that. It wasn't that with him. It was just like, I really want to get to know you. Like, I see that he was like, I see that you love God, and that really, that's what caught his attention. Like, and nowadays it's hard to find, women that still believe in God and carry themselves as a God-fearing woman and a modest woman at that. So I think that was it. And then he's goofy. Like, he goofy, and it's cute. So,
man, that's dope. That's dope. I think now what I really want to just talk about and touch on is like, how did you all know like that each other's was the one? Like, when y'all looked at each other, y'all seen each other, y'all meet each other, y'all become friends. Like, how do you know like when you meet that one? Because I think all of us, we all same close in age, and like a lot of the times when you like grow up in the church, you trying to find somebody who is equally yoked as you. And many conversations I had with Erica would always say, you know, find a person that's equally yoked for me, or find a person that's equally yoked for you. She would always say, my prayer is that I find a person that I'm equally yoked with. So when did you know, like, I'm equally yoked with him?
It's a tongue twister.
Yeah, it's a tongue twister, like, cause like y'all definitely balance each other, like, for real.
Sure. My ride or die right here.
Okay.
I don't care what the arguments and just disagreements that we just had over this first year. It's just at the end of the day, like, I can't be mad at her. I can't stay mad at her long.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I be mad for like that moment. Then 30 seconds later, when she storm out or I storm out, just think about what just happened. Be like, that wasn't even worth. I love this girl. So then I'm sorry, but I ain't even just one of them days.
Right. And I want people to know, and I just want to put a side note on it. I want people to know this. This is not an episode, because I don't want anybody to watch this and come in and say, well, they just got married. They don't know nothing. That ain't been down through there. This is not that episode. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just about people who are our age that can find love, because a lot of us in our generation don't think like there's somebody out there for us that loves God first and foremost, that's respectful of both sides' boundaries, who actually honors their mother and father, who actually stands on what they believe in, and actually have standards, morals, and values.
Yeah.
So this is not an episode to tell you in relationship to give you advice. They're not 20 years in. They got a long way to go. But what I do notice and see, and what I can admire about them, is that they found each other at a young age, and they both believe in God and fear the Lord. So I just want to give y'all flowers, you know.
Well, we appreciate it.
For sure. So, just speaking on the steps is okay, Bo. When did you like know, like, okay, or like what was your prayer in finding a woman, and when did you know, like, hey, I want to propose, I'm ready?
I'm glad you asked me that. I'm gonna get deep with it, because I was 16 and I grew up in the church family. Everybody, we grew up in the church, so God fearing all the way. But I started dating for real. My mom was like, when you're 16, you can date for, you know, everybody had them like middle school boyfriend, girlfriend. Y'all go to the movie. Yeah. You know, really, you don't know what you're doing. Y'all just hugging. It's just friends at the end of the day. But my uncle, he my pastor. He was my pastor at first before I joined another church. But growing up in the church with him and all that, when I turned 16, he was like, matter of fact, he was taking me to, actually, I was going up to like the girl I was dating at the time, and he was telling me, he was like, you don't date for fun, you date for marriage. So every relationship I ever been in, like since I was 16, if I'm with you, like I'm serious with you. So honestly, before I was in 3 true relationships. So everybody I ever dated.
Is this including me or excluding me?
This is including me.
No.
So this was.
They could have went spicy. They could have went real spicy.
Like every relationship, like I was saying, like coming into it, like, you know, the friends, the beginning of dating and just talking or whatever. I tell them like I'm dating for fun. I mean, I'm not dating for fun. I'm dating for marriage. Like I'm looking at long terms, not short terms. So some of them,
they scare people off. Huh?
Some of them, I mean, most of them pretty much lasted like a year. And the other one I had that was pretty serious. It was like 3 years. So I just always, that was just my prayer to God. I always, since I was 16, God, send me my angel when I'm young. I want to be married 50, 40, you know, for a long period of time.
I don't want to see your grandparents.
Yeah, that's like what I saw. Yeah. So that's what I knew.
Same dream. Like, can I ask you this? Because you said something about the person who was in a relationship for 3 years. I went through something similar to that through college. And I also want to get my roses because Erica and your family helped me through that. That was a dark, trivial time for me, and y'all were there. And I want to personally thank you for that, and I want them to know out there on the other side of the screen that you need friends and need people that'll cover you, that'll pray for you, that'll actually like look after you, that will actually just be there for you. You know what I'm saying? That don't want nothing from you, don't want no money, don't care about your success. They just see you for you. And in the eyes of this family, the Sailors and Richardsons, and many other young adults that go to this church that I've grown up with, like, I folks didn't care whether or not I played football or not, or whether or not I held a mic or preached. I had genuine friends that was there for me. So, for the person that's out there going through something, have genuine friends. But my question is, I lost my train of thought. My question is, like, going through that, I know what I was gonna say. Going through that for those 3 years, what was it like accepting after it was over? Because you probably thought that was the person because it was so long.
And like you said, I had a village around me. I had friends. Well, I ain't gonna say friends. I had brothers that was there for me every step of the way. And like, I never hung out with people that was younger than me. Like, if it was somebody younger than me, I looked at them as a little brother, almost like I'm a role model to them. So I want to show you the way, and don't do what I do. I want you to be better than me when you my age. Right. So I had 2 little brothers like that, and like, I'm big into horses. I don't know if y'all know, but I love horses. I got horses. So I had 2 little brothers that was at the barn that I was at the time, and they were just around. They was like, man, you gonna get through it. Start hanging out with them, just making sure I'm like, hey, look here, just molding them to be, better men and stuff like that in life, whatever. Then I had an older, I call him my uncle, but he like a horse brother too. And he kind of been through the same things, and he was just giving me the ropes and was like, you're gonna be all right. And then my mama, that's my lady right there. So when I told her, she just, being a woman for my son, so she was just, one thing she told me to do, she said, don't turn from God. And she was like, it's okay for a man to cry. So when she told me that, when I literally left my mama's house, because she could see I was hurt. I was hurting bad. When I left my mama's house, I drove home. All I know, I just started praying for, tears just started coming. I just felt that relief I needed. Right. So once I got that relief and just saw different stuff, how I was playing out with the situation, I mean, I was good. I was over it.
Right. And I think that's great and important that you shared that. I want to go to Erica because I don't want to put all the questions on him because talking to him, like, he really intelligent, really wise, you know what I'm saying? Been down through that, like most of us, and got some life experience under his belt. But he said something that was very important that I heard you say, that my mom said, listen to what's not being said. And what I heard you say is, I'm a black man and I can be vulnerable. So I want to know from you, Erica, hearing him say that, even meeting him from the beginning and talking to him and him modeling that, what was it like for you as a woman? Like, what was the gratification in it, like, in the release, to see somebody like that that's black and be vulnerable? Because most of the time when you meet brothers out the street, especially in Memphis, man,
it's so thugging, you know hard, what I'm saying? Like, and I understand you go through things. Everybody go through something different, and it affects people differently in the way that you carry yourself in life going forward. However, with him, and I would tell him, like, you don't have to act hard in front of me. Like, I'm not like that. I'm not the person I'm not gonna judge you. You coming to me and you being vulnerable, you telling me how you feel. Do that. Cry. It's okay, because I'm have my days where I want to cry in front of you too. Like, that's okay. And I think that attracted me more to him because he's showing me that actually that emotional side, and this is true, this is real, like, this ain't fake. So it was just different because I've never experienced that before. So
I want to say I cried in front of you, Flav.
Yeah, and this was actually before we might, I think it
was right before
when I made it official that we was boyfriend and girlfriend, Yeah. But I introduced him to my dad. I was just like, this is my boyfriend. He was like, we didn't talk about this, but yeah, yeah. But yeah, he did, and that's when I knew, like, I told him that from that day on, I got you. And we just been rocking since then.
I think what they have is really special and beautiful. Following up on that, because a lot of the times when you got a person, there's people out here that do one or two things. They know they got you in their pocket, so they do what they want with you and pull you out when they get ready to pull you out to use you to do something that's beneficial to them. And then there's the other side where there's the person that you meet that actually appreciates your openness and that you come to the relationship 100%, like they come to it 100%. And then, of course, we know about the extra 10% that it takes to get over the mountains and the hurdles and things you go through as a couple. How did you know, Bo, that you were ready?
Well, I knew I was ready because, like I told you, that's what I've been praying for. And so, like we was talking about earlier, it's hard finding somebody that's in church, and then just meeting her, I saw that she was a God-fearing woman. Like, she didn't made me want to find God even more, just because I felt like she was 10 steps ahead of me. So I'm like, I gotta catch up with her. I gotta do what she doing. But it was just everything I done asked for and prayed for. It's like God gave me what I'm asking for, what I'm gonna play for. Well, it's here. He gave it to me. I'm not finna lose. So I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Put a ring on it. And that was the best thing I could have ever done.
Right. So I've heard many like people talk about how y'all are very open and expressive about the things y'all have learned from one another. So Erica, what is one thing you've learned from Bo?
You said what?
That's hard. You learned a lot.
Yeah. Like, man. Ask him. Hold on.
You gonna think about
Hey,
let me say something. That does not mean because folks gonna be like, "Ooh, they don't know." No, what that means is I want to find something good, because if I don't say something to impress him, we getting this conversation on the way home, it's gonna be spicy. So don't think they don't know each other, because they are around each other and they're very committed to one another. So, Bo, what is one thing that you can truly say you've learned from Erica?
What I done learn, I like to spend money. Like, hey, if I got it, I'ma splurge. Like, hey, I figure it out.
Tell him you got the Alexander McQueen's out.
So, hey,
he got the Alexander McQueen's out. I came up here before the episode.
So I figured it out. But with her, she just always been with the money situation. Like, she can say, like, me, oh no, baby, put this up for me. Because if I see it, I'm going to spend it. So I just try to give money to her for her to save for me.
She got a thing. Man. Okay.
I think with him, it's all about a foundation.
Yeah.
He wants to make sure that, like, we have a son together, and he's all about generational wealth. So when I say his mind races like 25/8 about how can I do this, how can I do that, I want to make sure that we got money in the long run, this, that, and the third. Like, I think, like, now I find myself thinking about stuff like, hey, I'm good at this. I could actually, have a little side hustle, put this money away, so that we'll be set. Because when we get retired, you're going to retire like 45.
I can retire like 45. I still be young.
Yeah, so, you did your work now, do your work now, so that later on you can really enjoy the fruits of your labor. Right. So I think that's what
I think talking to her when I was going through my spouse, you gave me great advice, and I'm wondering, did you give him the same advice about it's good to work, but knowing when to rest?
Yeah.
You gave him. She told you the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Because him, we're both police officers, so you get 2 days to rest. With him, he trying to work doubles. When you at work, even on your off days, you're supposed to be relaxing. Right. I'm finna work a double, and then I gotta go home and do other stuff. Like, I'm just like, chill, like, calm down. Like, you got to give your body a break. You have to rest, especially with the job field that we're in. Like, you have to be prepared for anything that could happen. So, I think.
And listen, I can say for Bo, speaking of him, and you catch me if I'm wrong. It's just you want to be ahead. You just want to be ahead. You don't want to worry for nothing. You don't want your son to suffer for anything. You don't want to have to go through anything. You don't want to have to look up and be like, well, wonder where I'm gonna get this money from to pay for this or cover this. So like, so you need a woman to say, hey, and a strong black woman at that, all right? True. You need a woman to say, hey, rest, and you can find rest not only in God but in me. I'm here. I'm your spouse. I'm your partner. I'm your rib.
I'm your helpmate.
But what is it like as far as finding the gratification and the peace? Be like, I know I have this comfort or this comforter in her. Like, what is that like for you? I mean, to come home to that and know, like, I'm straight.
It's awesome because I know when we first started, like, just being real serious, talking and stuff, and in a relationship, I had some financial things that I had going on. She was just like, I got you. I'm like, what you talking about? You got me? Like, no, you ain't got me. I got me. I'm figuring this out. She like, nah, not like that. Like, right. You need it. Like, you good? I got you. So when she did that, I was just like, God, yeah, that's what I was looking for. That's what I need right there. So
for sure.
And just always, like, when I come to her about stuff and just ask her, like, hey, what you think about this? She'll be like, Like, she still give me, like, the confidence to want to do stuff, but she also give me that, like, I don't know, but this don't look like we don't need that right now. So just having that guidance and just going to for comfort and just be able to ask a question and get the understanding I want out of it, I wouldn't trade it for the world.
For sure. That's real. I think now that we gotten a little bit into y'all story, how y'all met, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk about, like, and give some views. Let's help the people out there. Let's help society. Let's change. We call this One Hope Podcast because we got one hope, and that's through Christ Jesus. Without him, we would have been lost before we even got here. But because of him, he put what he did on the cross for us on credit, that we may have lived and have life. So let's give hope to somebody who's out there who's like, man, I ain't gonna never find the person I'm looking for. I feel like I gotta change myself to find the person I'm looking for, or conform to the world. You know what I'm saying? And that's
what the Bible says.
Yeah.
What
be not
be
No. Be not transformed. Hey, look.
Be
not transformed. Yeah.
Don't conform to the world. Yeah, basically, in other words.
Basically, ain't that Romans? That's Romans.
It just might Romans.
Be. All right. Be ye transformed. Yeah.
Be ye not transformed to the world.
Okay. I'm supposed to know it. That's bad. I'm tripping. But yeah, speak on that. Like, speak on, like, not changing yourself, not downgrading your standards, your morals, your values.
You got to have standards, and you must have morals. Like, you don't want to be like everybody else. You want to stand out. You want to be different, and that don't mean rushing anything. Like, don't rush it. Just be patient. When I tell you that God is gonna work, He is gonna give you those answers that you need, that confirmation that you need. He is gonna give it to you. You don't have to see. And where we fail when we try to figure it out on our own and try to go about it like I can, right? Like, basically telling God I can do your job better than you. Like, no. Like today, you said one way or the other, you're gonna do what God told you to do. Whether you want to do it the easy way or you want to do it the hard way.
Shout out JT.
So, you know,
give JT a hand.
JT
preached a sermon today. That's what he's referencing about Jonah and that story. Go check it out on Facebook Live. But yeah, like she said, either doing it one way because God asked you the first time, or finding out the hard way. Both.
Yeah.
I can say honestly, I feel like we got so much into society with social media and people looking at people's glam life when in reality they don't know what's really going on. Because I know honestly, I done learned how you can be on social media and just how you can change your location. You can go find a place in Memphis that can look like it's somewhere else and change location, but people that's from looking in, they like, these jokers always out of town. He got nice clothes on, stuff like that, but it's just people at social media and all this food, and when really it's not there. Once you find,
it ain't always glitz and glamour.
That's true. And then another thing that I feel like us young people, we don't take serious. We don't take fasting serious. So like that we was talking about earlier when I was in a long relationship. Like when I say I got off every social media platform, I wasn't on nothing but YouTube, and all I was watching was Michael Todd, and he had a sermon I was watching. It was called Relationship Goals.
Yeah. And
I ain't no big reader. I read his book. And when I read that book, it opened up to so many things that I had to fix for myself. And talking to God, he was just like, this is the things that I wanted you to fix before I sent you what I had for you.
Right.
So once I did that and just fast and just getting away from just the world and just spending time with him, then just like when they say when the floodgates open, they open.
I was watching the same thing, and she was right. Erica be right about a lot of stuff. Okay.
And what can I say?
Hey, don't pump her head up too much because she be doing that. But no, like, she was right. And one thing, like, I was watching Michael Todd, and I don't know if you watched the sermon because it was a sermon series. I don't know what you're talking about. And he was saying like how God will bring out, like, do you want this one? Do you want this one? And one thing that really stuck out to me was I saw also on social media how it says like I'm auditioning life partners. Like, and I found myself like, if I don't see qualities, if you don't have God first, and I'm like, we're not finna make it. You know what I'm saying? And somebody who wants to equally spoil me and spend money on me just like I spend money on them. Now, that even though that may not mean like they may not have as much as you, but I view it just like God views it. If my $1,000 to somebody's a best is $1, then that's equal in God's eyes because that's their best.
Yeah.
So I view a relationship that way. You may not be able to afford the stuff that I can wear and pay for that, but at least you're gonna make, the effort to try to pay for something. If it's from TJ Maxx, then I'm gonna wear the crap out of it. You know what I'm saying? Because you bought it for me.
It ain't
even
about the money at this point. It's just the fact that it came from you. You thought about me
and you tried.
Right. So.
Right. So okay. So talk about like having the patience to find that person. Like what it takes. Because people, I think they find themselves getting frustrated. She was frustrated, and then when you came along, she was like.
Bubbles.
Yeah, but like talk about that patience, having that patience.
It requires a lot of patience, and it requires a lot of prayer, believe it or not. Because like, for one, no relationship is perfect. None.
Yeah.
You gonna go through your arguments, you gonna go through your highs, your lows, your ups and your downs. Sure. That's every relationship. But because we are married, it makes you fight for it. Like you would in a relationship, regular relationship, you just like, I ain't gotta text you, I ain't gotta talk to you, whatever. It's easy for you to walk out on. But because we have that connection and that we are married, no, we finna figure this out now, because guess what? Tomorrow's gonna be another obstacle we got to face. And there's no need to carry this along too. That's just causing just
more freaky.
Yeah, like you don't need that. So
the Bible does say like, don't go to bed angry, or don't let the sun go down and be angry.
On your rage. Yeah. And when I say that's something big for us, like we try our best not to go. We're not going to sleep angry. I don't care. We up at 2-3 o'clock the next morning. Guess what? We ain't shut our eyes
and start over tomorrow.
Right. We gonna figure this out one way or the other. Right. So yeah, just make you fight harder for what you have. Like one thing that's my prayer. God, don't let me mishandle nothing that I've prayed for, because you've given it to me. Mm-hmm. So now I can't mishandle this. I have to take care of him. Like you just like, I don't know.
I can say on last week's episode, one thing me and Aaliyah covered, it was somewhat of an emotional episode, because it's like being able to celebrate and thank God and praise God for other people's blessings.
Yeah.
And I feel like you labored hard, because I didn't know him at the time. I knew of you, but like I didn't really just meet you until y'all became my idol. And one thing I did watch Erica, and she led by example, and that's kind of what helps people. Sometimes at our age, we don't want to hear nobody talking about, depending on who it is and what moves in. Mm-hmm. But one thing I can say was Erica was always reading her Bible and her devotion. She was always in meditation. She was always in prayer. She could not stop talking about, I can't wait to God see me, my bow ass. That's all she kept saying, bro.
I would say the rest of it, but I can't say it.
But like that was a huge example for me. And then like went to see like you get that, it was like, wow, I'm happy for her.
If God can do it for her,
right? He can do it for me, right? But then I also realized, because I would share with her and many of my close friends, her cousins, and any other people that I'm close to that's also in church, like I want that. But I ain't gonna lie, when I saw them, I just like life flashed before my eyes, because I realized I ain't ready to do that. And sometimes we gotta thank God, because although we want something, maybe it's not that the reason he doesn't do it for us right then and there is because we're not ready. Mm-hmm. What they do and what I see them exemplify and what they model, even as a young couple, and they not 10, 20 years in, and I'm just curious on how that's gonna play out in the best ways, not like play out in like for their bad, but for their good. Because if they doing this now and they working together now, I can only imagine how the chemistry will continue to grow and that bond grow over time. And to see them do it, and I was like, I'm not ready for a kid. I'm not ready to be married. But guess what? I'm gonna celebrate somebody else, and I'm gonna watch from afar somebody else's example, because I'll know what to do and what not to do. and I'm close enough to them where I can ask questions and be like, how you do this? How you do that?
Yep.
And they'll tell me the real.
Most them.
So talk about that, how, because I'm sure you probably, because I talking to you in the past, like you would see other people getting married, like you would be on social media and we would be out at y'all house and y'all would all, we would all be sitting around the table, and you know now because you be sitting around the table now. Like,
talk.
Yeah, like like being on IG and seeing other people with kids and getting married and stuff. And I'm sure you the same way. We all see it. Like, what is it like trying to celebrate and be happy and say, I don't know when it's gonna happen, but it is gonna happen for me, because it obviously happened for y'all.
It was hard before because it's just like, man, you walk around like, because you got confidence, like, I am wife material. I'm gonna be somebody. I'm gonna be the best wife I can be. I could do
and
this.
You always had that.
Yeah, see, like you got to walk around with that confidence. Like, I got that. I walk in that. Like, just like you got to walk in your victory because God gave it to us. Like, you have to be that. And it's just like, God, like, I have every aspect. Like, why isn't someone wanting to marry me? What is it that I don't have? And then you start questioning yourself because you're on social media and you're looking at this girl. Oh, she got this and she got that. And it's just like you get to comparing yourself. Then that's where that doubt starts to linger in. And you have to quickly push that out, because doubt can really turn into, it can almost make you go into depression in a sense. Because I went through it. I did. Because I wanted to look like everybody else. I wanted that attention. But attention is not always good attention. And that's something I had to, step back to, like, look.
It can attract some wolves.
Yeah, most definitely.
Dogs.
I don't want no part.
Man.
Literally dogs.
They say you lay down, please. You get up, what you got?
Man.
Please.
Man.
So therefore, like, no, like, you have to cover your mind. Like, that's most important.
So true.
Like, if you are not in your right mind, you lose pretty much everything, because you're not thinking straight, you're not thinking logically, you're not thinking realistically. So with that being said, like, it's dang, what was the question again?
Nah, you was in it though.
But yeah, like, you just got to remain patient.
Right.
You have to stay steadfast in your word, keep reading your word, just remain and keep walking in your confidence, keep walking in your victory, and I promise you, God is gonna send you exactly what you want. All the desires of your heart, God will get them to you. And he did. In human form.
But then another thing, I'm just going to piggyback a little bit off of a lot of us, like you saying, social media, we just, social media. And you want to rush into this what you want, that's what you want. Mm-hmm. But you got to also look at this, what God say. He say you're supposed to. God always come. He might not come when you want him, but he going to come right on time. So he going to see your situation when that time is for it to be sent. But a lot of us, we rushing it. Then when you God send you something and ain't what you want, you think it's what it is. So you like, oh yeah, cool, I'm good. And then you rush into something, then you start suffering because you rush. This not all God sent you. I had better for you. So you just wait do the time that you're supposed to do. He gonna give you what you ask.
And don't settle.
Yeah, you can't settle.
I do want to know, like, when did y'all get married, and like why it played out the way it did. More so, because I know why you made that face. More so, like, what made you know as far as the examples you saw growing up?
For me, because, I was the one who got on one knee and did everything. So I can say what I did. Like we was talking just about earlier, God sent me that angel. So, just growing up and just getting deep into history. A lot of people, they say, well, you got to be with this person so long before you know. It's not that. And another thing, it was just a couple months that I just experienced. And I was just like, God, I know. Like, I'm ready to get on my knee. Like, no ifs and buts about it. We had a little slip up having our son. And I ain't gonna say it's a slip up. It wasn't what.
It wasn't planned.
It wasn't planned.
So it caught us off guard.
Literally off guard. But it was the best off guard that I could have ever been caught with. Because I when I say my man, that's my man right there. When I'm talking about, I come home, jump up. Eyes light up, he get trying to find me. So when I say that's what it's all for, and we be married a year, August 19th. So I know a lot of people, they just a year in, they young. But a lot of people just going to marriage counseling, being around married people and just talking to married people that's been in 20, 30 years. And they say that first year, 5, 7 years is hard.
Yeah.
That first year, hard.
It's tough.
When I say tough, like
we trying to learn boundaries and living
but you
together.
you still
learning each other.
You're still learning each other. So everything is not gonna be perfect.
Right.
And when you coming from, he used to going on to his own house, his own space. You're not used to sharing your space. So now you got this person, your wife. You wake up to every day. You got to share this. You got to share that. Like, you get a little irritated a little bit, but it's just like you just adjust.
Right.
And it's all about adjusting.
Right.
I was finna say something, and guess what? I lost my train of thought.
Just like people say, like I ain't gonna say, well, everybody say the Bible is the blueprint.
Right.
So it's things that's in the Bible that we supposed to go by. Sometimes we get astray, and us having our son, and then like us getting married, it showed us like it showed me. I can say it spoke for both of us. Then it showed us that okay, I see why the Bible is here and why it got these things because, like she was saying, I can't run no more. Like I can't hop in my truck and just go to my house. Nah, we finna sit in this room. We finna figure this out. We just been learning each other and just going through different things. Like I told y'all earlier that I don't care how mad I get at this girl. 15 seconds later, I'm good. Baby, come here, give me a kiss, baby. I went a little too far. I went a little too far, and she give me that little pick. But we be good though. That's us. So it don't.
Everybody different. Like it was fast though. And a lot of people, even around us, you would hear people like, "Y'all got married fast, like y'all just met." Because honestly,
that's out of. It's not that because a lot of people misinterpret it and say, "Oh, they trying to be negative and talk down our relationship." It's really because just as it's expensive to get married, divorces cost out here. So child
support real.
For real. So like, but people really just trying to look after you and protect you and be like, "Are you sure?" Because this is huge, like a huge commitment.
But we officially really started talking in we started talking in the last week of April. The night of our revival, I think it was June 3rd. It was what was it?
It was
that concert.
Yeah, that concert.
Right. That's the night he officially asked me to be his girlfriend. He
literally brought her flowers.
He brought me flowers. He got me a card, and he asked at the bottom, "Will you be my girlfriend?" Mine's on the outside of the card. Already had Erica B on it, Bougard,
Yeah,
so he was already speaking it into existence, and it was something between him and God. They already knew. In my mind, I'm just thinking we are just in a serious relationship. I didn't think marriage was coming that fast. Then when I told him I was pregnant, like, ooh, But you just adjust. Like, people think that having kids stop everything. No, it don't. Guess what? This baby didn't ask, and I used to tell him all the time, like, you grown up, do what you do. You grown up, take care of this baby, and that's just what it is. So, our baby didn't stop our plans. If anything, it helped us grow up faster and figure this thing out. Like, we don't have room, like, being a parent, it don't come with a blueprint. So everything's not gonna be perfect. Just like relationships not gonna be perfect. You learn it as you go. So people look at, well, y'all just kids and y'all are raising the child. Like, that may very well be true. But what works for us is what works for us. And at the end of the day, he's gonna be taken care of. I'm gonna be taken care of. And most importantly, our child is gonna be taken care of. So.
And just to piggyback a little bit more off that, is once you got that good support system, like I want to change my support system from my mama-in-law to my mama to my pops-in-law, my grandparents.
And the food fine.
Oh yeah, for sure. Then her grandparents. It's just the support.
And you gonna laugh too.
Oh,
you gonna have a good laugh.
And there was another thing that just drew me close when I first met her mama. I walked to their house. I'm like,
you folk cool in the mud.
First, I'm like, oh, okay. Down in the country, but this is my type of girl. I like this. And just meeting mama for the first time. And when I first met, I told her, mom, I'm telling you, she a vouch for it today. She said, I thought you was playing. When I first walked in, I said, I'm marry your daughter. I told her just like that. I'm marry your daughter. And so she always picked me talking, well, you said you was gonna marry. You weren't lying. I said, hey, one thing my papa always told me, a man, all he got is his word. So when I gave her mama that word that I was gonna marry her daughter, I knew I was gonna marry her daughter. Right. God then already gave it to me. So it wasn't no reason to sit here, go on years and years and all this planning. I want you now. I want what God gave me. We elope. I have no problem eloping. Guess what? A wedding still will, as mom-in-law said, renew your vows. Because I couldn't wait. I couldn't keep my hands off this thing. When God gave me her, I just loved it. So
let me
it ain't even. I ain't talking about just like I'm just talking about
a man finds a wife finds a good thing.
So it just I always wanted to be under her, so I just didn't want to be away from her. So I knew what I had to do and what God He gave it to me.
Right. I mean, y'all covered about Baby Bo. So he's the cutest, most precious thing. He's so cuddly. I held him for the first time the other night, and he was just okay. I was confused because I was.
What was you confused about?
Because he was trying to feed him.
I'm
like, get comfortable.
Trying to feed him, and I wasn't comfortable. And
I'm like, my boy ain't comfortable.
And I know he was playing with me because he threw me, but I know he was playing because like we cool. But I was just like.
I don't want to do nothing wrong.
And then he was looking at me and I was trying to feed him. And it was just like, but I had fun doing it though. And I just want y'all to talk about like, what is it like being young parents and like, what is the joys, but also the downfalls you've seen like in this time, like that you can speak on.
It would be probably the only downfall I would say is just time.
I say work, yeah.
Time gets away from you fast because initially, like, you work 8-hour shifts. So, our babysitter,
Shout out family.
Yeah,
family.
She come over there. Right. Yeah. She watch until we get off work by 3-ish or whatever.
Yeah.
Mind you, he still has other obligations after work. You got to still deal with his horses. He got a dog, this, that, and the third. And that take time, too. And he also like riding his horses. So, me, on the other hand, you still got to wash clothes, fold clothes. You still got to figure out what we're finna eat for dinner. And by the time you look up, he done had a bath. This, that, and the third. It's about 10 o'clock, and guess what? It's about time for us to get in the bed and start this all over again. Pick up where you left off. But besides that, like, when I say our baby is our joy, like, besides each other, like, I love waking up to this man every morning. But my baby, that smile is everything. And that's what I want to do. Keep a smile on his face. Yeah. I want to be we want to be able to give him everything that he wants. Of course, we're going to teach him, you got to work for these things. But, like you said, you don't want your child to want for nothing. And you won't want for nothing because guess what? You didn't ask to be here. But because you are here, Mom and Daddy, we got you.
God got you too.
Oh, most definitely.
He got us.
He got us. He got you.
So listen, I think that's all we got time for. I want to leave them since they my guests. And they figuring out this thing. I'm gonna speak from a perspective and say this. Michael Todd also said, going back to him, he also said, enjoy being single. Single does not mean alone.
Hey.
So like, I'm not alone because I have him. And just because I'm single, find time to date yourself. I go do stuff by myself now. Yeah. I get out and try to, I got to get a haircut, okay? That's another story. Like, it's a lot been going on. But taking care of yourself, having self-days, self-care, you know what I'm saying? I still go talk to somebody. Everybody needs a therapy. Yeah. You got Jesus and a therapy. Man. And just being able to be 100% within myself before I go try to find that same 100% in somebody else or have that expectation on somebody else. So that's my positive word for a person that's in my shoes. Now, can y'all give me y'all positive word so we can close it out?
I can give you a visual positive word.
A visual positive word. Oh, man. Come here, man.
Jumbo. Hey, Mama. What
are you doing, Jumbo?
Yeah, man.
Hey, Mama.
We had an interesting time the other night. Don't look at me like that.
I remember how you told my mom.
I was trying to look. That's your positive word.
This is our positive word.
Yeah, man. Hey, bro, don't look at me and smile, because you know. But listen, I'm glad y'all in watching us and have enjoyed this podcast. Hey, don't forget to comment, like, and share. I want to thank the Bougards, Baby Bo. I want to thank you too for coming on the show and being such a good baby. Hey, I love you all. I'll catch y'all on the flip side. One whole podcast. Be blessed.